and welcome to Coldwell Banker Newton Insider, episode 2. We've got a great panel today, and we're talking about what are the benefits of having a buyer's agent. We've got Ann Kennedy, Susan Freedman, Barry Cohen, and McKenzie Howarth. All right, take it away, gang. Ann, what do you think?
So I like to see myself when I'm representing my buyers as the voice of my buyers, from scheduling showings to accompanying them, to negotiating on their behalf, to discussing the home, the merits and demerits of homes in general, all the way to the closing table and literally guiding them home with my voice.
Yeah, no, absolutely, being their advocate. Susan, what do you think?
What I try to do, not everybody actually needs this, but most people need help focusing on what's important and what can be changed versus what can't be changed. I mean, sometimes they'll focus on the minutia where you really need to focus first on the location. Is this where I want to live? And is this the style of house that I want? The things that can't be changed, and don't focus on, the fence in the backyard or the things that can easily be changed to make the house exactly what they want.
Right, like the pros and cons, and sometimes you have to sacrifice something versus something else, not sacrificing something else. And Barry, what do you think?
Well, hi, Marsha. Thanks for having me on the panel this morning with these wonderful buyer's agents who have so much knowledge and experience. I'm proud to be with them. So I think one of the underappreciated assets that a buyer's agent brings to the table is actually keeping the deal together. Whether that is in just getting an offer accepted, or negotiating a home inspection, helping out with understanding of financing. We act as the emotional buffer between the seller and the buyer. And I think that a big part of our job is actually getting the deal done. And that's where a really good and experienced buyer agent will earn their keep.
Yeah, absolutely. Mackenzie, what do you think?
I think we have such an opportunity these days in particular to add value to the search and the identification of properties. And if I don't know you're looking for something and I don't know what has caught your eye in the past and that you're even maybe interested in moving, how am I able to bring something to you before it comes to market? And nowadays, some houses aren't even coming to the market. And I've had a lot of experience bringing deals together and the house never listed on MLS. And I just think that's a huge missed opportunity, especially in these days of such tight inventory.
Yeah. So what would you guys say? Some buyers think that they're going to save money, that the seller doesn't have to pay another agent. What do you think about that?
Well, I think that's a big myth, Marsha. In almost all cases you go into, you're going to be up against a listing agent. And the buyer's agent's going to negotiate for you. The buyer's agent's going to get you the best deal possible. If you were, as a buyer, to go direct to that seller, they would not discount that home for you.
Yeah, and I think it's important for buyers to know that the listing agent represents the seller. Their fiduciary responsibility is to the seller. Sometimes there's cases in which the seller is paying maybe 1% less for a direct offer, but the buyer has absolutely no representation. I did an off-market last year, and the buyer actually requested me to represent them because they were first-time buyers. They were going to be dealing directly with the sellers. It had never hit the market, and they weren't comfortable going it alone. So they were actually willing to pay my commission to have me represent them.
I can say personal experience on the seller's side, when I was representing a listing and had a buyer come directly to me, asked me to put in an offer for them right before our offer deadline. I had very little information about who the buyer was. I was unable to call their bank in the middle of the night when we found ourselves in a bidding war through 10 p.m. at night. They just had an 800 number on their pre-approval letter. I didn't have an opportunity to check with the bank and learn anything. And I actually felt pretty uncomfortable being able to represent them, being able to represent to my seller that I knew anything about this offer, being the strength of the offer. So I ultimately told that buyer that I could facilitate and write up the offer for them, but they needed to make all the suggestions on terms themselves. I didn't have time because of the short deadline to find them an agent, but I would have actually preferred to just suggest that they find a different agent in that scenario. So I don't think that buyer was at all well represented. I didn't have the time to do so, and they missed an opportunity.
Yeah.
The house just went too quickly and they didn't win.
I mean, that's what I think we're seeing now, right? Is that with multiple offer situations, it is easier for agents to talk to each other. And even if there is a discount that is actually predetermined, right? That's another myth that I think some people think, that actually the listing contract is written and agreed upon before the property goes on the market. So once you have the multiple offers, the 1% differential between whether there is another agent or not, it becomes not important, because people are offering so much higher. And if you have a good buyer's agent, they can really speak on your behalf.
And I think the buyer's agent really levels the playing field.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
And I think without a buyer's agent, most or all buyers really don't know the correct comps. So they don't even know if it's a good investment, if they're overpaying they just really don't know whether financially it makes sense.
Oh, Susan, that's a great point. That's actually, you're absolutely correct, because everyone has different strategies when they're listing the properties, right? When they're pricing them. So you're right. If you don't know how to do the comp analysis and you don't know what has happened in the neighborhood, you might be completely amiss on your offers.
And I think
Oh.
buyer's agents form a relationship with the listing agent, and that relationship is the true test of time. You know, you're going to know at the outset if this is going to work. You're going to be able to think about what you interpret what they're saying, what the listing agent is saying, and interpret it in such a way as you know where your buyer needs to be to make this work. So I think as buyer's agents, we are the ones who cultivate the relationship with the listing agent that makes these deals happen.
Yeah, I mean, all of you guys, the reason we're doing this panel, you've all had really good success with getting offers accepted for your buyers in this really competitive market. And it's because you know how to navigate this world and this situation. Any final advice for all the buyers out there?
Yeah, if you need a buyer's agent, I know 5 great ones that you're looking at right now.
Thank you, Barry. You too.
Keep on trucking, right? Like, don't give up. It's tough out there, but with the right partner by your side, you're going to find the house of your dreams.
Yes, that's true.
All right, team. Thank you so much, and have a great day.
Thank you, Marsha.
Marsha.
Thanks.
Thanks, everybody. Bye.